The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers. Highlighting people and things you should know about. Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. You come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Speak a language of love like you know what it means. And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong, babe. You're simply the best.
Hey, and happy posthumous birthday to Miss Tina Turner, rocking it right here on KBLA Talk 1580. This is the Raw Report, and this is your daily source for entertainment and celebrity news. And I am Mr. Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very lovely Robin Ayers. And you can catch me right here on KBLA every weekend on Saturdays at 9 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on my entertainment radio show, Black in the Green Room, where we spotlight inspiring stories from Black entertainers, creatives, and showbiz professionals. Now let's get on into this Raw Report. First off, well, Andy, brother.
What's going on, boss man? How you?
Doing good, man. What's today?
Today's Tuesday.
And what we doing today?
I don't know what we doing, but we about to present y'all with the Raw Report for sure.
Another day?
Another day, $1 billion, man.
That's right.
You
Another
already
day,
know.
another $1 billion. That's right, man. How you been? What you been up to?
Man, just working, man.
Okay.
Just working. So, I'm excited for the break that we have in a couple of days. So, ready to eat and all that. So,
Yeah, man. I'm ready to get it in too. We usually go to some in-laws' house for Thanksgiving and have a good time and be social and have some good food and try to make our way around to some other folks' houses as well. Not necessarily to eat, but just to, fellowship. I was listening during the break before we came in about this whole Wendy Williams situation. I think a lot of us were really, really hoping that, Wendy was going to make a comeback. She was going to get better, although that's not how degenerative diseases work. But I think that we were all very hopeful. I mean, I know there are a few naysayers because of Wendy's reputation for kind of, leaning into gossip and, maybe getting a little too personal with people's business. But she's still a person. She's still a human being and made a definite contribution to media. Definitely a trailblazer with women in radio, and then taking on her own show that was very successful for seasons. And it's just really a very, very sad situation. And her presence will be missed, but she'll still be in our hearts and our prayers. And I know her guardian was talking about that. She's very upset about the documentary, and which I'm not really sure what the role of her guardian is, if she's a personal relationship or a business relationship. But then just to kind of base it around, saying that she felt that Wendy was being taken advantage of, by the documentary, that she was in a very vulnerable situation. But I appreciate the documentary. I think that it was an education, especially for Black folks, about dementia and, those kinds of cognitive diseases and what they can do to the body, and how we really, really have to take care, of ourselves. So shout out to Wendy Williams. Shout out to the family. My prayers are, with you. And then on another little spotlight we got here, Black Excellence is on the screen. Andy, are you checking out Cross?
I don't even know. Oh, was that on Amazon Prime?
Yeah,
I've seen the ads, and I've seen a couple people chime in and talk about how good it is, but I have not watched any episode.
Yeah, man, it's based on a series of books called by James Cameron. And originally, when it was first brought to the screen, it was Morgan Freeman in a series of films, and then Tyler Perry took a bid at the role. And I'm a fan of the books. I think that it was just wonderful to see somebody write a black man, this way, smart, intelligent, athletic, almost like a black Sherlock Holmes. It was just really, really good to see. And now Brother Aldous Hodge, has taken over the role, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I finished the season, and it's been said that they've been picked up for another season. And that might come sooner than people might expect because it's already been filmed, it's already in the can. And, so those of you that are excited to see some more of Brother Aldous and hopefully just more of the show in general, that's some good news for y'all. And I'm just really glad to see that brothers, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but I'm really glad to see that brothers are really starting to shine in a positive, spotlight right now in television and film, and then just black people in general. I mean, we had Wicked and Gladiator 2, 3, one of those, with Denzel Washington topping the box office, and I think that's absolutely, amazing, especially since we don't know what the climate's going to look like moving into 2025. Yes, I said it. And
what are you insinuating?
I'm not insinuating anything. I was loud and clear.
Okay, what do you mean? Expound if you don't mind, please.
Okay, I don't mind speaking my political views. I am a little concerned about, the incoming administration and what that will mean to, the media and, the face of entertainment as we know it, our roles in it. And I think that a lot of people are really selling short how much this can affect creativity. I mean, we already see down in Florida and some other places how a very conservative regime is banning books, banning our stories, banning storytelling. And we have to understand that film and television is just an extension, of that. And so, yeah, it's very, very concerning to me, regardless of your political party or your political standing. This is just something that I just wish that a lot of us were more aware of and talked about more in our circles, about the implications of what can happen to creativity. Not to mention, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later too, DEI. And, a lot of, Walmart is currently rolling back, not just on prices, but on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so those are some things to really think about. And I also think that we're going to have to start being, yes, by we, I mean black folks, we are going to have to really start concentrating on other ways to be creative. And then also, bartering with one another and trading services and sharing creativity and building together. I think that's going to be our key, as always, to survival. Yes, Mr. Andy.
I think we got to heal ourselves first.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to turn that back on you, Mr. Andy. What does that mean? What does it mean that we have to heal ourselves?
Because it's always an issue that we have with supporting each other for whatever reason that may be, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we can go historical, Willie Lynch and all other type of stuff, but I just think that, especially, with this past election, there's obviously people that still kind of mourning the situation, right? So, like, as we move towards 2025, I just think that we need to just heal. You know what I'm saying? Let's heal, understand the landscape, and understand that, like, this is not an ego thing.
Right.
We need to work together in order to, have stakeholdership in the game. So that's why I just feel like there needs to be healing first before we can collaborate.
Right, right, right. And I think a big part of that healing is exactly what we're doing now, is having conversations about it, and honest, conversations. And, we saw this whole thing where, we saw some social media personalities and, fighting against what they call woke culture. And I think that we have to get to a point, yes, by we, I mean Black folks, that we have to get to a point that we're not afraid to speak out about our views and our concerns. And then hopefully, it's not just a tit for tat situation where we're going back and forth and kind of surfacely, talking about the issues. But maybe we can all sit down and talk about, the issues, and trying to understand and learn more about each other, and hopefully seeing that done through entertainment and through platforms like this right here with the Raw Report, mine, Black in the Green Room, and other great programming that we have right here on KBLA Talk 1580. When we come back to the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580, we will be joined by our special contributor, Landon Buford.
What's up, people? It's your boy Harmony H. Money Samuels, and I'm here on the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. What's up?
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
There are Black Friday deals, and then there are Kohl's Black Friday deals. Where else can you get 40% off Levi's, up to 50% off Sephora fragrances, and home favorites for under $10, all in the same place? And it gets better. You can score extra Kohl's cash with $15 earned for every $50 spent. Get 15% off some of your finds, and save even more with limited time doorbusters, like 50% off toys. Select styles. Offers end November 29th. Coupons do not apply to Levi's and toys. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up? You are in the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very fabulous Robin Ayers. And this is your spot to find out the latest news on entertainment and beyond, 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 beyond. Let's check out the chat. First off, Real Justin, hey, what's up? What's up? And Penny Thompson said, Wendy Williams sending up prayers. Also, let's see here. DJ Black says, salutations, Uncle Keith. That's right. What's up? Give me that respect. Put that respect on my name. Penny Thompson, how you doing? And then also Deborah, what's happening? And yeah, all of y'all, thank you for tuning into the Raw Report this evening. And if you want to join in on the conversation, you can call in at 800-920-1580. Again, that's 800-920-1580. And you can always join us at the YouTube chat at KBLA 1580. That's again at KBLA Talk 1580. We have a special contributor in the house this evening that will be joining our conversation on several items. Mr. Landon Buford, and he is the owner of Buford Media. He is also a contributor with Forbes, USA Today, VaynerMedia, and Heavy.com. See, I came with the stuff. Landon!
What's going on, Keith?
Hey.
Thanks for the introduction.
Man, you're welcome. How you doing, man?
Just working. It's all that we can do before the holidays, right?
Right. Trying to cram it in like some stuffing in a turkey. Or, if you eat your dressing on the side. Okay, don't let this hair fool you. I know what dressing is, y'all. So,
Brother Keith, I got to stop you right there. So you brought it up. You threw a lob.
What's up?
Are you rocking with us tomorrow?
What we doing tomorrow?
I'm just curious. Are you rocking with us tomorrow? Are you co-hosting tomorrow?
I am. Yes, sir.
Hosting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow then.
Oh, dude, you can't do that. I'm a Gemini.
Okay, real quick. Question for you and question for Mr. Landon.
Yes.
Since Thanksgiving is upon us in a couple of days, what is your go-to dish, or you know what I'm saying, when you go to the potluck or whatnot, you're hanging out with family, what is your go-to? What is your top 3 stuff that you got to grab, that you got to put on your plate?
Oh, well, you just said kind of it already. Let me tell you something. Some dressing. My mama is from Birmingham, Alabama, really Leeds, Alabama, and she knew how to throw down on some dressing and give me some giblet gravy with that, and I'm good. I'm grubbing. I'm happy. Giblet gravy, it's like when you take like the little eggs and the liver and stuff.
That's definitely down south.
Yes, sir.
So just giblet gravy, dressing, that's it. One more.
Well, that's my main one. Let's see. Oh, well, I gotta have some sweet potato pie.
Okay.
Definitely. So you thought I was gonna talk about some pumpkin pie and some stuffing and all.
I was just curious. Brother Landon, what about you?
The turkey, of course, yams, and then the sweet potato pie.
Okay. I hear you, Brother Landon. Well, you down there in Dallas, Texas, so I know you're going to get some good eating, right?
Yes, of course. Mom's already cooking, and we already have a big list of people coming through. So we're the destination this year for Thanksgiving dinner for a bunch of people.
I didn't get my invite.
I mean, you're in L.A. If you're coming down here, you can definitely come through.
All right, man. I appreciate it. And speaking of Texas, brother, Miss Beyonce, she's headed on back home down there to Dallas, Texas. She's going to be doing the halftime show for the Texas Ravens on Christmas Day, and everybody's talking about what a big deal this is. That this big star is coming back to Dallas, and she's going to be performing the halftime show, and what this can mean for entertainment, what it can mean for media, what it can mean for Dallas. You're involved with sports and you're involved with entertainment. What are your thoughts on this? Are you looking forward to? You gonna go see Miss Beyonce?
It's not gonna be in person. I'm definitely gonna see this on TV. Football. On Christmas. Right after we open up the presents or etc. Whatever you have, time with the family. You got to watch a football game, and to have Queen Bee also. Performing for the halftime show, that's going to be you were talking about gravy earlier. That's going to be gravy on the I'm a ticket, I guess.
With the giblets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Beyonce. I don't care what anybody says. My big grown but loves me some Beyonce. I think she's a phenomenal performer. She tries to keep her business low key. Sans elevator incidents, but she tries to keep her business low key. She's always poised, always graceful, man, and always delivers a fantastic show. So, I'm gonna be tuning in as well, man, and yeah, checking out Mrs. Beyonce's halftime performance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about you, Andy? What about you, Andy? You gonna check out Beyonce?
Of course. I'm definitely going to check it out, but I'm definitely checking out Kendrick Lamar during the Super Bowl.
Ooh, well, that was a good little segue there, brother Andy. Speaking of Kendrick Lamar, we got this situation with, Drake versus Kendrick, from diss tracks to courtroom drama. Drake said, "I ain't having it no more." Drake's rivalry with Kendrick Lamar just hit a new level. It's not just about bars anymore. It's about bots. Drake has filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group and Spotify, claiming they boosted streams of Kendrick's diss track Not Like Us, using bots and shady pay-to-play tactics. The song, which allegedly takes aim at Drake with some sharp accusations, went on to dominate the charts and even snag Grammy nominations. Drake just isn't mad about the streams, though. He's accusing UMG of defamation for promoting a track he says spreads false claims about him. Needless to say, the battle between these two rap heavyweights has spilled far beyond the studio and right on into the courtroom. Landon Buford.
Yes, sir.
So this lawsuit, it takes rap beefs to a whole nother rap beefs, not beats, rap beefs to a whole nother level. What does that say about how kind of these rivalries are evolving in hip hop?
It says that when you actually are throwing real shots out there, depending on who it is and what it is, you can end up in the courtroom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's real talk, and it's so funny because we're used to, like, hip hop artists. We you take it to the streets. I mean, that's how it was back in the day, but
You
now.
put it on wax.
Say that again.
You put it on wax.
That's right, absolutely, absolutely. And to take it to the courtroom, what is that? Is it like you giving up? You don't have a clap back. What's up?
I mean, that man feels that he needs to take, legal action, not only against his label, but he also seems like he needs to take it through, not only his label mate, but one of his peers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Drake's, he claims about the stream manipulation could have big implications. And, how do you even begin to address issues like bots in the music industry? What are your thoughts on bots?
I mean, that's nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing new across the music industry. Everybody has experimented with bots. I'll just say that. As far as he goes, I mean, it was all good when he was up, though, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true, man. Oh, I guess Andy agrees with you.
I agree 100%. I mean, I think it's indicative of how soft this generation is. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the landscape of hip hop, and I think Kendrick Lamar right now, with his culture stance that he's pushing a lot, he's pushing the culture. He's trying to get the culture back to how, it was rough when it came to hip hop. You had to have skills in order to be dominant. And, when you think about cats that used to diss each other back then, wasn't nobody running to the courts because of, this song is being played 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So, for you to want to go ahead and, go to the courtroom and bring the courts and all that, like, come on, bro. Like Landon said, when you was up for like almost 10 years, when it was like Drake every other song on the radio, you know what I mean? Every 5 minutes, you wasn't complaining then.
That's right. Yeah, just take it back to the studio. I fully believe in that. And I don't know. I know that, these rappers are on a whole nother level nowadays. They're businessmen. They're businessmen first before performers. But I still think that there's just something, about just, keeping the culture of rap. And part of that is, if you don't like what somebody said about you, you come back and you say something about them.
Exactly.
Yeah. What Landon, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, how do you feel about this whole situation with, them taking it to the court as opposed to, him going and putting down some more vinyl?
Well, I mean, I can see why he's taking it there on the in regards to what was said in the song. But I mean, if Kendrick wanted to be petty, I mean, we don't know what's true and what's not true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he did accuse Kendrick of putting his hands on his significant other, the mother of his child, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
that's what kind of popped it off.
He could, flip that as well and say, hey, you're going to be petty or whatever it is. I'm going to do the same thing and countersue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If he chose to do that, right? I mean, I don't think he's going to, but if he chose to do that, he would have that right to do that because people sue people for crazy things every day. Now it doesn't mean that they're going to actually it's going to get pulled through because a lot of cases get thrown out of court depending on what the real evidence is. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy because now UMG, they're kind of rolling this whole situation as kind of being called into question. I mean, because they release it and they're kind of used to the culture being this way, where you just come back with another diss track about them assuming some type of liability, for what's happening. I don't know. I just don't think that's I don't think that's right. But anyway, when we come forward, more with the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
More of the Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President Biden is announcing a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. He says the deal was reached with help from France, ending the fighting in Lebanon. The Iran-backed militant group has been fighting with Israel within Lebanon since the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. Wall Street is closing high as investors mostly shrugged off President-elect Trump's threat of new tariffs. Stocks rose after the latest Federal Reserve minutes called for gradual interest cut rates in the future. Things are looking pretty good on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So far, there are just 58 canceled flights in the U.S. and about 1,400 delayed flights. Denver has the most, but that's with just 6 canceled flights and 29 delays. And the James Brown Family Foundation continued its 30-year Thanksgiving tradition Monday, giving out 200 turkeys and sides in Augusta, Georgia, a tradition started by James Brown in 1991. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
It's tough as you make your way along that 210 out of La Cañada. Westbound delays from Gould all the way to the 5. Also slow moving is the 5 northbound, leaving Commerce from Atlantic Bandini all the way up to the 14 freeway. And the 405 in Culver City loads up from the 90 all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar. Still tough into the Cajon Pass. And the delays begin on that 15 northbound away from the 10 out of Ontario all the way to the 138.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Every player on the Dodgers roster will receive a check or deposit for $477,000. That's the player's share of the $46 million the Dodgers will receive today from Major League Baseball's postseason revenue earnings. The Dodgers World Series championship resulted in a nice holiday bonus for the players. Tonight is the 3rd G League game for Bronny James with the South Bay Lakers. South Bay plays the San Diego Clippers at 7 p.m. at the UCLA Health Training Center in El Segundo. The stats for LeBron's son in his first 2 G League games are not impressive. Bronny is averaging 28.5 minutes, 5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers, and he's shooting only 21%. Despite a 2-game losing streak, the Lakers go into tonight's game in Phoenix with the 4th best record in the Western Conference at 10-6. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Medicare open enrollment is here, and it's a time you can make changes to your health coverage. Yet, watch out for enrollment and marketing scams. Remember, Medicare will neither call you nor solicit your business. Guard your card. Never give out your Medicare number to strangers. Unsolicited calls, door-to-door visits, and emails are prohibited. Take your time. Don't feel pressured to make a quick decision. Report scams to our California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sorry, not sorry. Don't mind me. I'm living the dream, yeah. Came from nothing, whoever thought that we would be living the dream, yeah. We the best music. Another one. DJ Khaled. Hear ye, only kings stand near me. Silicon Valley money mixed with Henny, that's a Fendi. Half a century almost.
Welcome back to the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am Keith Underwood, sitting in for the very lovely Robin Ayers. And this is your place to get the latest updates on entertainment news, especially with us black folks. Joining me today is our special contributor, Mr. Landon Buford. Landon, welcome back.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. For everybody out there, if you want to join in on this conversation, please call in at 800-920-1580. You can also check out our YouTube chat at KBLA 1580. Everyone over there, hello, what's up, good evening, and thank you for joining us. You know, we were, in the last segment, we were talking a little bit about Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and UMG. And yeah, it's a crazy situation. Drake's calling Kendrick the king of bots. Yeah, so it's a like I said, it's a crazy situation. I think Linda, you wanted to chime in on something about UMG. I think I was talking last about how much responsibility do they have?
To be honest with you, the only people in this situation that's going to win at the end of it is the label, because they're making billions of dollars off of both acts, and they will be making more money regardless of what happens to these acts once they retire, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So the only people that are really, really making money is the label.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I agree with you. 100%. That's the way that it's always been. That's the way that it's always been,
Exactly.
Set up. And I salute, independent content creators. I'm very proud of you, and I wish you the most success. And I think that we need to focus in more on owning our own content so that, when situations like this arrive, that it's not, the big boys, that it's not big industry that's winning. It's us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Landon, when I was preparing for the show, and just to give you guys a little, behind the scenes insight, yes, we do produce the shows as well as host them. And when I was doing some research on what we were going to talk about this evening, I was, I happened to notice that BET.com was talking about Walmart and what they did last year, or a couple of years ago. For HBCUs, which is very admirable, and I think it's wonderful and great. But, we just had this announcement yesterday about how Walmart's going to be rolling back on DEI. And so I found it very, very interesting that BET.com would post a story that came out 2 years ago in the midst of everyone having conversations about Walmart rolling back on DEI. And I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything, but it was just something that perplexed me. And I said, you know what? We're going to take it to the Raw Report this evening and talk about it a little bit. So what do you think BET was aiming for, kind of by revisiting, the story about Walmart and HBCUs? Was it just nostalgia, or do you think it might have been like a call, for action?
It could be a call for action. It depends. I didn't actually see the article and who wrote it, but it basically, being in those editorial rooms myself, it just depends on, what we're trying to get out of the message.
Right.
In regards to, or were they trying to, say that, they were, just a couple years ago, they were singing a different tune. Now they're singing this tune. Was it good, back then for them to be in that position, but now it's not, that type of thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
that angle of it?
Yeah, no, I definitely understand your point. I think at the end of the day, most of the times that it comes down to the almighty dollar. And as we were talking about, earlier with a conservative, regime getting ready to come in 2025, I think Walmart might have just jumped the gun a little bit. Because we have we'll be having a more conservative landscape, that they might have felt like they were placating, to people who are more liberal, or people that might be the most affected in a positive way, by diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And so I just find it, like I said, very interesting. Walmart, I like people to be consistent. I like my brands to be, consistent. And if you for us, you for us. And if you ain't for us, you ain't for us. And it's just as simple as that. I don't like fair weather. It's kind of like when you're watching sports and you got your favorite team and you call out everything that they did wrong, but you don't say anything about what they did right. And so I kind of feel that way in this situation. And I don't know. It's just kind of questionable to me that a platform that is dedicated, BET.com, that's dedicated to highlighting, our stories and to be a platform that promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion, to repost a story that highlights Walmart in a favorable light, in lieu of what's happening with them rolling back their DEI, programs and initiatives. I find that to be very, very interesting. I mean, what do you think, Landon? How much do you think the public influence has to do with Walmart kind of rolling back their DEI programs?
Well, It always does, because, you know, if the public is not willing to spend money at your establishment, that can ruin your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when people, I guess you could say, jump out of the window with certain things, they don't necessarily think past the 5 minute, you know, the 5 seconds that they do something. And that's where we need, as a society, we need to just, you know, stand back a couple seconds and actually do, how is this going to work out if I say certain things?
Right.
In regards to my business, my brand, etc.
Yeah, and I think Walmart, that they might have some fear that, you know, sales are, you know, not going to be what they want them to be. If there are people that are upset about DEI, you know, about DEI programs. But it just, like I said, it calls into question for me what BET's motivations would be, especially since it is no longer, you know, owned by Black people. It's not FUBU. It is not for us by us. It is owned by we are Black owned, but it is not Black owned. And you know, there could be a lot of motivations at play. And I know the power of the dollar bill, as many of you do, and how that can influence the decisions that sometimes corporations and individuals, you know, what they can make. What role do you think, like, you know, BET, you know, what do you think about them, and how much responsibility should they have for holding corporations accountable for, you know, their commitments to diversity and inclusion?
I mean, they should, but being owned by Viacom, you put in a different, you know, form of, you know, of layers with that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking a publication that's owned by another entity that's a corporation to police them on things that they don't have control of at their level, because they have somebody else to answer to.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, 100%. I just, you know, it's very concerning to me, you know, when I see platforms, especially platforms that are geared towards us, especially large platforms where we get our news and information, that's promoting, you know, something like this or reposting it. And you know, it's just very curious to me. And I believe it open for someone from BET to give us a call and let us know what they were thinking when they decided to repost that story. I mean, it could also be that, you know, BET was a way of them showing Walmart and trying to remind them, hey, you know, you've been there for us, and we understand that, and we might not be loyal customers, you know, if you're not still there for us. Maybe it was just a reminder. Maybe it was a kick in the butt.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But we'll never know as direct unless somebody comes out and says it from the BET side of their editorial team, or whoever decided to redo or repush the article in regards to that.
Yeah, and it must have been someone that's on the website maintenance side, or, you know, someone that's maybe you know, social media or something like that. But I'm just surprised that, I mean, I think it just reposted today, and I'm surprised that more people aren't talking about it, that more people aren't holding BET accountable, and not necessarily in a negative way, but asking, you know, why in lieu of everything that's going on, you know, repost a story that shows Walmart in a positive light. And when we come forward, we will have more with the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
If you're an adult in need of an accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You could earn one for free in as few as 5 months, online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach, plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries, as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go.
The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are in the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580, your spot for entertainment news. I'm Keith Underwood, and I am sitting in for the lovely Robin Ayers. And joining me is Landon Buford. He is a sports entertainment reporter. He also does some entertainment reporting in general. Landon, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thank you again for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you for joining me. This has been a really good conversation with you this evening. If you want to join in on the conversation, you can call in at 800-920-1580. Again, that's 800-920-1580. You can also join us in the YouTube chat at KBLA 1580. And over there, Penny Thompson, she said, look, fellas, don't forget the collard greens and the cornbread. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to ask y'all this. Are you soppers? Do you guys know what sopping is? Come on, Landon.
You talk about dish that I need for Thanksgiving, or
no, man. Sopping is when you take the cornbread. You take a little piece of cornbread and you pinch a piece off and you pinch it into the greens and then you eat it. That's sopping.
Of course.
Oh, okay. I had to check, Dallas. I had to check.
That's all good. Yeah, that's a must. Anytime you have cornbread and greens, that's a must.
Right. And I am looking forward to some cornbread and some greens also this Thanksgiving. Let's talk a little bit about all this Black excellence. I was mentioning it earlier, and kind of the cultural impact and the power of representation in television. And it's exciting to see shows like Cross and Papa's House and how they're thriving alongside others like Madness and Beyond the Gates, which showcase the growing presence of Black creators' stories on TV. This shift isn't just culturally significant, it is financially smart. Black-led shows consistently deliver with hits like Cross pulling in Prime Video's audience with its gripping storytelling, and Papa's House earning rave reviews for its humor and family dynamics. These shows reflect a broader industry trend. Audiences are hungry for diverse and authentic narratives, and platforms are realizing the economic power of representation beyond entertainment. They're shaping conversations about identity, community, and resilience, making their success a win-win for culture and for commerce. Landon, man, I'm just so full right now with all of the good programming that's out there featuring us, and it's not just all, and not that I have a problem with this, but it's not just all, glorifying gangsters, and those stories have their place too, because we all know some gangsters in our families and friends. But there's some positive stories out there that are really getting some shine. So, what do you think about the success of Black-led and produced shows like Cross and Papa's House?
I think it's great. I mean, obviously, the black audience, and not just the black audience, the minority audience actually drives these numbers.
Yes.
For these major networks, typically, dating back to Martin, when it was on Fox, you know what I'm saying, that they would use those shows to build up the audience, and then they would cancel them right away.
Yeah.
Once they were done with them.
Right.
So, I'm glad to see that there's a lot of shows that, like you said, they're showing and delivering a positive outlook on life. That's not, we're gonna go shoot people up in the streets. I love some of those shows. 50's, done a couple things with those or whatever, but he's also done some positive things as well with other shows. So I'm glad to see other creatives actually getting their shine as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and it's all about balance. I've got a story coming out in the Sentinel this Thursday talking about Black joy, and what it's focusing on is that it's not just showing our trauma and our pain, but there has to be a balance there. Show our joy, show our love, and that doesn't mean within those stories that we don't see the trauma, but show how we overcome and how we deal in those circumstances when we're watching television and film that features us. Don't just exploit it.
Exactly. And congrats on the article coming out too, by the way.
Oh, thank you, brother. How do you think shows like these are changing the way Black stories are told and consumed in mainstream media?
It's changing the narrative. A lot of these shows are changing the narrative. Obviously, when it comes to storytelling, you're taking from real life experiences, and Black stories nowadays need to show that we're overcoming a lot. Not stuff being given, but actually overcoming and actually earning our rightful place in, I guess you could say, not only society but also in the entertainment business.
Yeah, I was watching.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, I definitely agree. And I think that performers have to demand more as well. I was watching an interview that Aldous Hodge was doing on a panel, and he said when he first got the script, one of the first things he always asks is this a Black character? And then after he finds that out, then he wants to know who's involved, with the project. And shout out to everyone over at Cross, and my boy Hilliard Guess, and then also Ben Watkins over there at Blue Monday, who are the executive producers, on the show. Shout out to them. I think that it's showing that, that there are positive stories, about us, and those stories can make money. We want to see us. We want to see us in a positive light. And I think that the networks and other platforms, that they're just starting to realize the financial power of this type of representation. So what are your thoughts?
I think, they're definitely recognizing that. In my opinion, I think, minority culture pushes the waves, as youngins, I guess you say, like to say, with the new wave and everything. We've always been the wave, but I think now the powers that be are actually recognizing that and actually trying to showcase that nowadays.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, with that. And we want to just see more positive stories like this, especially with our brothers. I mean, our sisters in recent years, we've seen them get some great shine, like shows like Reasonable Doubt, which I love, as well, man. And, and what they're doing with that show. But, we needed some more stuff where we show, our brothers in a positive light.
Exactly. And shout out to all the female directors, all the female, executive producers, etc., that are making waves, the Courtney Kipps and the Shonda Rhimes of the world, and the up-and-coming ones as well.
Absolutely, man. It's about telling the wholeness of the Black experience through film and television. With these shows sparking conversations about culture and identity, how do you see them influencing not just entertainment, but like kind of the broader societal views and perspectives? What do you think how it's going to affect how people see us and how we see ourselves?
I think it's going to affect us in a positive way, because obviously if you're seeing, examples of how, whole Black families are being able to succeed out here, and they don't have to, commit crimes to do that, you know what I'm saying? Or not just us, other minorities as well. I'm trying to include them in that as well, but it will help give examples that, people need to see to actually be successful, as far as hard work and dedication.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. You're a smart guy, Landon Buford.
I try to tell people that every once in a while.
You know what I'm saying? Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, man,
I got to be humble with it, I got to be humble with it, though. I do know that.
That's first and foremost. I'm trying to scream mine at the top of my lungs every chance I get. Brother man, tell me a little bit about what you have coming up next and what you're working on.
I'm just working on, I don't have anything specific, but I'm just, as far as my work, you can, find it all on the website at landonbuford.com. I got some, games that I'm covering sports-wise and over the next couple of days. I can see what I actually could pick up, but I don't have anything that's pretty much focused on I need to get this done right away. Like it's, creativity, you don't know when you're going to be inspired with it, with something.
Right.
It could be tomorrow, it could be 5 years from now, you never know.
That's right. Landon Buford, thank you so much for joining me on the Raw Report. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Keith, as always.
Yes, and everyone, please follow me, Keith Underwood, on IG at Mr. Keith L. Underwood. You can also follow Black in the Green Room across all platforms at Black in the Green Room. And this weekend, I am talking to Lonnie Love, comedian and host. She's absolutely fabulous. But until next time, which for me will be tomorrow night, this has been the Raw Report right here on KBLA Talk 1580.